very much for joining us. We have Coach Miller here from IMG National. From those of you viewing from outside all over the world, here in Bradenton, Florida, you've got the number one ranked team in the state last year and number 4 nationally. And I looked at how you open up game 1, Coach, and I'm looking for a cupcake or a breather on this schedule. Didn't find any there. So first, I want to start out with you, Coach Miller, and ask you, obviously you had to be thrilled last year, the production that you had out of the team last year, but really last year doesn't mean much about this, but summarize the win-loss record last year briefly, and then let's talk about this year, Coach.
Yeah, last year in 2023, we had a great season. Capped it off going 10-0, undefeated, right? Played a lot of really good teams. Our guys obviously did a great job on and off the field, and we're looking forward to 24.
Your line gets a lot of attention. I saw those guys last week, 6'7", 6'7" to 6'7", one into the other. But you got some of your skill position guys that have a lot of talent here. It's got to be a blessing for you to be able to coach this type of talent, but at the same time, it's got to be a challenge. What are some of the main challenges when you're coaching this type of talent, maybe meeting parents' expectations versus what your expectations and what actually is the product on the field?
Yeah, so we get guys from all across the country, right? So we're a boarding school. So when our kids leave in May, we don't see them for 8 weeks, right? They're at home here, right? Every other high school football program is building that team camaraderie, that chemistry, right? Leading into training camp. We've been here together since July 18th, trying to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, right? So obviously with Zach and Gavin here, we got 2 captains that do a great job with our team chemistry, getting our guys ready to go when we fly out to Utah in like 12 days. So, it's really putting the team together. Obviously, do a lot of team bonding stuff. Obviously, practice, the competition day in and day out really builds the competitive nature, right? And we have a lot of great film to go off. So, we got the best guys, both offense and defense, right? So, in our film room, you're basically watching an all-star game every day. We're correcting against each other, scheming each other, and then in a couple days we turn on the corner canyon.
Do you guys feel like you have to be, obviously, like you said, the level of talent that's here on both sides of the ball. Is it a challenge for you every day to get up to know that you're going to play against the number 1 receiver in a class or a guy that's going to Ohio State or Michigan? And how does that feel for you guys practicing? What does that do? Does that motivate you? Does it challenge you? Can it be intimidating?
Yeah, it's most definitely a motivating factor. A big reason why, myself and a lot of like I said, it's most definitely a motivating factor. A big reason that myself and a lot of the guys come to a place like this is it's a melting pot of, some of the best athletes all across the country, and, iron sharpens iron. So we were blessed with the opportunity to come to a prestigious school like IMG Academy. And with the opportunity, this is something we love. We're going to take on the challenges that this academy presents each and every day. And just having the mindset to continue to push ourselves to be better. And in this environment, that's nothing. We get nothing less. We just never get cut.
And I had a question for you. People think, well, you're coming in from all different backgrounds, all different places, versus guys that play with each other, know what they're doing and all that stuff. But here at the academy, and you hear it's a boarding school, but you guys are eating together, hanging together. And my son was a part of the 4-year basketball program when he was here, and from everywhere in the world, these guys come in and play together. The chemistry that is here at IMG is unbelievable. It's just like your guys where you came from. It's just like the guys that you were running with, but everybody's super highly skilled, and it's a family focus, and they're worried about your diets. They're worried about what and they're tracking this, and you have to be really committed, but it actually is a lot of fun here, which a lot of people, miss out on that. I'm in a boarding, no, it's actually a lot of fun here. Everything's disciplined, but talk about that experience here at IMG.
It's a brotherhood here, just like, players from all across the country, so we're all going through the same thing. So when we all come here, we face the same thing and we lean on each other. That's just the most important thing about it. It's just building a brotherhood here. The chemistry we have is unmatched. That's other places, like, they go home every day. Here we all live together, so like, that's just like what makes it different than like anywhere else. It's just our brotherhood and camaraderie here, and like our approach to the game, our preparation. So yeah. So,
Yeah, it's the tightness. And if you're looking at this from the outside, people don't understand that. You know, they think, oh, no, they're going to be away, they're not going to have that family, they're going to be homesick and all this. And, you know, this is a period of time. I just have found over the years, and you see these teams winning nationally in different sports, but the aspect that everybody misses here is that you're loved, and it's like you got family, and they can be from everywhere. Your family now is from California and Texas and everywhere. So tell me about the food. Tell me about the cafeterias. Everybody knows about the football. So we're gonna tell me about access to food here, nutrition, training table.
You know, it's pretty solid. You know, we have a cafe here, and we actually get a lot of guidance with our personal team nutritionist, Coach Paul. This is his first year, and he's been really helpful to us. You know, we can come to him about anything. If you want to lose weight, gain weight, gain lean muscle, things of that nature. And he's really intentional with coming up to what best fits us, our best needs, and things of that nature. So it's great. You know, we get fed pretty well here, and you know, overall, they always make sure I'm taken care of.
Well, Coach, you know, Manatee County, Sarasota County has some very storied programs, high school wise, and, you know, organically. And when IMG came here, there were a lot of people who thought that we was going to create that angst or animosity or something like that. I've seen IMG sort of ingratiate itself to the community and the county. I see here even playing a few of the teams in the area now, whereas probably before that may not have happened. And actually, you know, when we see you guys go out, like you say, next week you're going to be in Utah, you'll probably be on TV. We're all going to be cheering because you're representing Manatee, Sarasota County. How do you feel that bridge has been gapped over the years, and what has IMG kind of done? I know you can't really reach out. We do have a couple of local players that are on the national team, but you know, how do you feel that you all been able to bridge that gap and ingratiate yourself to the community?
I think it's kind of like, it starts like with events like this, right? And seeing other coaches from other programs, you know, having lunch today, right? And interacting with them. It's really tough to beat that coach-to-coach relationship, right? So when you're trying to schedule a game, you get on the phone call and say, Coach, you got week 2 open, like let's figure this out, let's make it work, right? So whether it's our varsity team playing Manatee or us going 45 minutes south to play the game, right? It's really good to play local teams. I think it's good for the county football, right? So if this, you know, Manatee, Sarasota County has really good football, right? It shows light on everybody, right? So I think it's a good thing. You know, love to do more of it, right? So we're always welcome to play more local games, obviously. But I think it's great for the community, right? We go out and, you know, our varsity team plays at Manatee last year on the Kickoff Classic. The place is packed, it's sold out, the environment's great. You wouldn't even think it's a Kickoff Classic game. You would have thought it was a playoff game, right? So having events like that is obviously great for the community. And, you know, I think the more young kids that can get out and see football like that being played in this county, it's a good thing for the game of football.
And having events like this here at the Legacy Hotels, what a great venue. It's amazing here.
Yeah, and you know, it's somewhat terrifying to, you know, to play an IMG type program, but I look at it, you know, like in the basketball aspect, my son's coaching in Palmetto, and he gets to play against a guy that's 7'7", who's now 7'9". How many, you know, you're going to, okay, if you have some really great athletes at IMG. Hey, I'm from Manatee County. I used to play against Michael Jordan, or I used to play against Herschel Walker, or when you're playing against IMG, you can say that. I faced up against that dude in high school. So I think and I think that some of that you're going to be able to maybe schedule some games against some really high-end Florida high school FHSAA football teams here, and not have to make some of these travel. And I looked at the traveling St. Francis that I think y'all were opening up with. Wow. And how much, tell Coach Miller, how different is it? You know, it's a big deal for teams to travel 45 miles in high school football. You would love to travel 45 miles for high school football, right? What's the biggest trip you made?
So like piggybacking off of that, like playing local teams, right? We played 5 schools last year that won state championships, right, in their states, right? Whether it's in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Alabama, Ohio. So if you're a competitive person by nature, right, and you want to play the best, right, why not come and play us? No matter where you are in the country, right?
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
So our first game's in Utah. So we're playing the great team Corner Canyon out in Utah. So we leave on the 21st. So we'll leave on a Wednesday. We play on Thursday night. So we'll leave Wednesday. We'll fly out to Tampa or Sarasota usually. We'll get to the hotel. We'll have a dinner. And then we'll have meetings before that night. We'll wake up in the morning. Our kids are currently taking an online school, online class. So we'll wake up on game day morning. They'll do their class for 2 hours. We'll have lunch. We'll meet in the afternoon and get ready for the game. Then we usually fly home the next day after the game. So we're going to Utah first, then we head to New Jersey. And we have a home game finally. So we're all over, right? It's all about development, right? So we're trying to get these young men ready for the college experience, right? So flying on an airplane for the first time, right? Knowing how to line up when Southwest or American calls your boarding number, right? And staying in a hotel, right? Waking up for pregame meal or pregame breakfast, whatever it may be. Traveling to a stadium on a bus with a hostile environment, right? Going through that experience, how to deal with adversity, crowd noise, stuff like that. So that's what we're here for, right? Our job is to develop these kids that on and off the field. So definitely on the football side, but we treat it just like the college and the NFL does, the way we travel, the way we prepare, so they're successful at the next level.
And obviously it shows in the body types that these young men have here. Give me an idea of what your daily schedule is like. I mean, obviously you've been away. You've been doing some things. And you know what I'm saying? I was 175 pounds soaking wet when I came out of high school 40 years ago. Talk about what your day is like, what your prep day is like.
Yeah, so as of right now, we're currently going through fall camp. So, a typical day for us, we'll start, get breakfast around 6 o'clock. We'll go get treatment around 7. Around 7:50, we'll have our weigh-ins to make sure we're hydrated, things of that nature. And then we'll start on the field around 8:45, walkthroughs, and then we'll go from walkthroughs to practice, have like a two-hour practice. And then right after that, we'll have recovery. And then as of right now in the summer, like Coach said, we're going through summer classes right now to make sure that we're on track to graduate early. So we'll have summer classes for about 3 hours. And then right after that, we'll get a little break to make sure we're getting a little food. And then we'll go back to the field house, have meetings, and that'll close out our night. After meetings, we'll eat a dinner. And then we'll have the rest of our afternoons to ourselves. No, typically around like 7 o'clock, we'll be free. And,
All right. That is the process. Okay, there's a difference there, right? This is different. That is different. That is like junior, senior in college stuff, right now. You're talking about the process from 7 a.m. in the morning till the end of the night, and you just gave us every detail in that. That's awesome. Now, Andy has a question for you guys.
I have a few. Actually, I'm going to pass it, if you could pass it to Coach, be a question in regards to, you were talking about the schedule, the national schedule, and obviously seen over the years, the Miami Centrals, you got Venice, Mandarin, Bartram Trail last year, but a team that I see kind of escaping these schedules, and I wonder, is the Chaminade Madonna. Has there ever been conversations in recent kind of months, like of maybe making a game like that? Obviously, with them kind of being up there in any national poll in that top 5, top 4, along with you guys. I mean, would it make sense to have 2 of the top teams in Florida face off?
Yeah, it'd be great to play them. There have been several conversations year in and year out. Just the contract's never been executed, and it hasn't been from our side. So we want to play the best teams in the States. We've got great football here. We'd love to play teams like St. Thomas Aquinas too, right? So whenever they're ready, we can do it.
And just taking a look at what they're doing down in Broward with the Classic, they have the national teams. They have teams like St. John Bosco, Hoover, all these teams. I mean, has there Has there been any conversations of maybe having an invite, because they do have an all-Florida game where they have Lake Mary playing Cardinal Gibbons? I mean, would that be something that IMG Academy would be possibly, invited to, in your opinion, or has there been conversations at all?
We have not been invited to it. Whenever they want us to come down, we will come down. We love playing. We played Miami Northwestern in Travis Powell. We had a great experience down there. I know Bridgewater does a really good job turning Miami Northwestern to what it was. But yeah, any team in the state will go play.
Any head coach I've talked to, they say putting together a schedule nowadays is, especially when you're a really good team, you guys, your caliber, obviously, it's got to be very difficult. But from your own perspective and having to do that, have those conversations, like you said, has it been more difficult every year to try to put together a schedule just based on teams, we'll just say, kind of trying to duck other teams?
Building the schedule is a coach-to-coach relationship, right? It's getting on the phone, figuring it out, a date, location, all that stuff. We'll play anybody in the country. Whoever wants to play us, we're open to it. The thing is, we want to put these kids in great situations, in great environments, right? We don't just want to play anybody, okay? We want to play the top teams in each state, right? So whoever's willing to play us, we'll gladly, play them here or there, wherever we can get it done, right? In the day, it's football, right? So we need a couple refs of football and some lights, and let's go play.
And something I noticed with your guys' schedule, seeing a Cocoa, seeing a Venice, those are a couple of the teams that, I think people would kind of think of, top 10, top 15 type Florida teams. And nothing against, a couple of teams like Pine Forest or Bartram Trail that played you guys last year. But is it kind of the needle moving in the right direction with maybe getting some of the top other powerhouses to play IMG Academy?
I think it's a little bit give and take, right? I give Pine Forest and Bartram Trail a lot of credit, right? Those guys aren't the top 5 team in the state, right? But they'll schedule us, right? They'll play us, right? So teams that aren't afraid to come here or us go there, right? I give those guys a lot of credit. The coach at Cocoa, they had a cancellation. He called and we got it done, set up within 24 hours. Like, it's not hard to do. Right, just reach out, we'll play the game, right? You find a date, common, location, wherever it may be. Like, it's not rocket science, right? So we'll just get on the phone call and figure it out.
Pass it off to Gavin, and then this is Ty. Oh, Zay, okay. Gavin, just you made your commitment over the summer, just being able to have that out of the way, and you see other guys still kind of mulling on what they're going to do. I mean, how much does that kind of relaxes you heading into the season? Obviously, Corner Canyon to start. You got Bergen Catholic at the Battle of the Beach. Just how does that ease your mind knowing you could just play football and you're not worried about that?
Yeah, it most definitely relieves a lot of stress. Most definitely takes a lot of weight off my shoulders. Going into my last year, I wanted to make sure that I was laser focused on everything that we needed to take care of going into the season. Being at a place like IMG Academy, there's a lot that's on our shoulders, just playing football here. So going into the season, I didn't want to be split between, college and my last year of high school. I want to be laser focused on, just being where my feet are. So now that that's out of the way, I can, completely focus on, just going to my last year and trying to go out the right way.
Well, time is, we could talk here to the hosts. We're here at the IMG, the legacy at IMG, not actually part of IMG, the hotel here, but what a privilege it is to have y'all, ranked number 1 on our media day here. And we especially, again, thank the school district of Manatee County for providing this. And just, it's just a thrill to be a part of it. Thank you, Coach Miller. And we thank the administrative staff, athletic director, everyone here on the campus on the campus of IMG for having the IMG programs be represented in our community.
Yes. You guys have us.
Thank you.
Good job. Gavin, Zach, great job.
Great job.
Thank you.
Wow, yeah, thank you.